And in my playbook tonight, FBI investigation reportedly involving former top aides to Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker. It's heating up. Milwaukee Journal Sentinel reports the raid was part of a secret John Doe investigation looking into whether county employees were doing political work for Walker on the taxpayers' dime when he was the Milwaukee County executive. Well, on Friday, Governor Walker said that he didn't know anything about the FBI raid beyond what was reported in the media. But his campaign just happens to have hired representation, a former U.S. attorney who has experience dealing with FBI investigations. How strange. John Nichols, Washington correspondent of The Nation magazine. Great to have you with us tonight, John. You've got the story live from Madison tonight. What's going on here? I mean, you say, you've known Governor Walker for some 20 years. Is it in his personality not to know what the heck's going on?
It is absolutely not in his personality. In fact, it's funny, right before we came on tonight, some of the crew here in Madison in the studio were saying, can you believe that? Walker's saying he doesn't know about this? That doesn't sound like Walker. Everyone in the state knows our governor to be a political junkie. He's got his finger on every aspect of the political operation and the governing operation. It's the one thing you can't criticize him on. He's very engaged. And what's significant here, Ed, is that the woman whose house was raided, Cynthia Archer, was his top political point person when he served as Milwaukee County executive. And when he moved to the governorship, he put her in as a top political appointee in the key agency dealing with his budget and his budget repair bill. She was the point person on security for the Capitol. Her name is all over emails talking about how to lock down the Capitol, talking about what to do with the protests. So the notion that he is not engaged with what's happening to her, isn't aware of what's going on with her in this investigation, just seems beyond the pale.
How are Democrats in the state responding to this? I mean, elected officials, Democrats. I mean, if Cynthia Archer did work on the taxpayers' dime for his political engine, and of course she was the one that was very involved in writing the anti-union bill, the union-busting bill, I mean, Why aren't they talking about impeachment? Why aren't the Democrats going full force after this?
I think people are kind of just catching up with what all's happened. This was a secret investigation. It's now, in just the last few days, blown out into something very public. People have become aware that it isn't just Cynthia Archer, who still works for the state, by the way. They found her another $100,000 a year job. But also two other former aides to Governor Walker have had their computers seized. And it looks like this investigation is going to continue to grow. You are hearing Democrats start to say that this has got to be looked into. And the key thing that they're focusing on, and I think it's an important one, is the fact that this governor expanded the number of political appointments that he can make to put his cronies into jobs all over state government when he came in as part of that budget repair bill. And this woman, Cynthia Archer, was put into one of those political jobs that he created. Yeah. There's a move now afoot in the legislature to get rid of those political appointments and move back to civil service. But I think you're right, Ed. Ultimately, this is going to move to a much more intense conversation focused on a core question. What did the governor know, and when did he know it?
And the FBI, of course, doesn't have time to waste any of their time. Where there's smoke, there's fire. John Nichols, always a pleasure. Great to have you on, buddy. Thanks so much. Republicans say the president is waging class warfare. Heidi Harris and Mike Papantonio, I think they might have something to say about that next on The Ed Show. Stay with us.